Back at it today with another season preview, as today we're moving over to the AL Central where I'm starting out with the Kansas City Royals. Not too much of an intro needed, let's get right into the video. Last year was a pretty big disappointment for Kansas City as they went from 74 wins in 2021 to 65 last year. In fact, Royal fans haven't had much to watch for over the past couple years as they haven't finished above 500 or made the postseason since their 2015 World Series championship. Now, when looking at this offseason, they've made a couple minor additions in Ryan Yarbrough, Jordan Lyles, and Aroldis Chapman. Another player I sort of consider an addition is Adalberto Mondesi. He's only played in 50 games over the past 2 seasons combined, and if he's fully healthy and back in this lineup, I think he could have a positive impact. As for their subtractions, they've really only lost Zack Greinke, who is currently a free agent. Being 38 years old, I don't think Greinke's going to re-sign with a team like the Royals. Now, getting onto their roster, they weren't great offensively last year as they had a 686 team OPS, which ranked 24th, and they had 138 home runs, which ranked 26th. But as crazy as it sounds, their offense might be their strength. Starting out with this lineup, I want to look at Bobby Witt Jr., who last year hit .254 with 20 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Witt is one of the best young stars in the game today. Yes, he had huge issues defensively, but I think he's only going to get better at that over time, and offensively, I think he has 40-40 potential. Salvador Perez had a down year as he only hit .254 with 23 home runs and a .757 OPS. I still think he has some gas left in the tank, but at this point, I don't think we're going to see the 48 home runs he put up in 2021. Vinny Pasquantino last year as a rookie hit .295 with 10 home runs and an .832 OPS. Since getting called up to the Royals, I think Pasquantino may have arguably been the best offensive bat in this lineup. I think he has a lot of potential going forward, and I think he can hit 30 home runs easily. MJ Melendez is a decent source of power as last year he hit .217 with 18 bombs. As I mentioned earlier, they have Adalberto Mondesi returning from injury, and in his last healthy season back in 2019, he played in 102 games where he hit .263 with 43 stolen bases. Yes, I understand that was 4 years ago at this point, and we're almost certainly not going to see him return to that level of production, but I think he could be a solid player in this offense. Nicky Lopez is another player on this offense similar to Mondesi, who may not have the best bat in the world, but he has a lot of speed as last year in limited time he hit .227 with 13 stolen bases. They also have Michael Taylor in the outfield, who last year hit .254 to go along with 9 home runs. Edward Olivares showed some potential last season as he hit .286 with 4 home runs, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him getting some starting reps in 2023. As for their final outfield spot, it looks like it's up in the air at this point. They have a couple players who could get some reps in Kyle Isbell, Michael Massey, and Drew Waters. So as a whole, this offense isn't great. It's probably going to be bottom 10 in the league, maybe even bottom 5, but they do have Bobby Witt Jr., who is going to be one of the most exciting players to watch this year. Now, getting onto their pitching, it's pretty bad as last year they had a 4.7 team ERA, which ranked 27th in all of baseball. But they do seem to have a clear-cut ace at this point as Brady Singer broke through last year where in 153 innings he posted a 3.23 ERA to go along with 150 strikeouts. They also have Ryan Yarbrough, who I mentioned earlier they picked up from the Tampa Bay Rays. Last year in 80 innings he posted a 4.5 ERA. Yet another pickup is Jordan Lyles from the Orioles, who last year had some good innings as in 179 innings he posted a 4.42 ERA. Brad Keller may not be the best starter in the world, but he will eat up some innings as last year in 140 innings he posted a 5.09 ERA. As for the 5th and final spot in the starting rotation, it looks like it's either going to go to Daniel Lynch or Kris Bubic, who each posted a 5+ ERA last year. So as I said earlier, the Royals do seem to have an ace in Brady Singer. I think he has all-star potential, but outside of him, it looks like you're going to be seeing a lot of inconsistency from Royals starting pitching this year. Now, getting onto their bullpen, similar to their starting rotation, it's not too great as they had a 4.66 bullpen ERA in 2022, which ranked 27th in the league. But they do have a clear-cut closer in Scott Barlow, who last year posted a 2.18 ERA to go along with 24 saves. Outside of Barlow, they also just picked up Aroldis Chapman from the Yankees, who last year posted a 4.46 ERA. Another name I have to mention when looking at this bullpen is Dylan Coleman, who last year quietly had a 2.78 ERA with 71 punchouts. This Royal bullpen may also get some contributions from players like Jose Cuas, Taylor Clark, and Angel Zerpa. So this Royal bullpen does have some potential, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it's going to be that good. So now that we went through this roster top to bottom, let's take a look at how good I think this team can be record-wise. Looking at their division, I don't think it's too intimidating. In fact, I think they could steal a couple wins here and there. But still, I don't think the Royals are even close to being a competent team. I think they're going to win anywhere from 60 to 65 games. I hate to project them that low because I actually do like the Royals. I want them to be good, but I just can't see it happening yet. Another thing I want to mention is the fact that they have one of the worst farm systems in baseball. They only have one top 100 prospect, and that's the number 72 prospect in baseball in Gavin Cross, who's an outfielder. He has some potential, but like I said, They don't have a great farm system either, so they may not only be bad this year, but they may be bad a couple years into the future. I don't know, I don't want to be too harsh on this team. Like I said before, I do like them and I want them to be good, but realistically, I think they're going to win 60 to 65 games. Let me know what you guys think of the Royals down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching and continuing to support, and I'll see you next time.